Uh, PYs verbally, and my speech will start now. Notice that this debate is not about whether self deprivation is harmful to people's health, but more on how this reflects religions and their certain beliefs on issues. It's more on whether those practices bring meaningful changes to their life, how people are carrying out practices in religion, whether they're actively enjoying this or not, and how this affects their life as a whole. And the team that can successfully prove those above points will win this debate. As third speaker, I will finalize this debate and prove how proposition throughout this entire debate have a wrong understanding of what exactly is self-deprivation in religion and outside of religion actually look like. Believe it or not, we are actively participating in self-deprivation, even if we're not in certain kinds of religion, and I'll explain why. So, first of all, in this speech, I'll tackle some clarification and then I'll move on to clashes. The reason why we as individuals are actively participating in self deprivation, even if we're not in religion, is really simple because, first of all, we have to differentiate. First of all, acts of self denial can benefit us by protecting us against bad behavior. Because let's suppose I have developed the bad habit of spending too much time on social media apps. I keep on scrolling without stopping. So denying myself this access to smartphone for probably a week or a month can offer some protection against this bad habit. And this is self-deprivation. So self-deprivation basically means a denial of things that you are consuming, enjoying something that you desire, and then you stop doing that because it deemed as bad. And this is the whole entire point of what religion is directing you into. And we'll go further into this later. I mean, we just like to make sure that we have made this super clear in the first speech, but proposition denied to understand the true definition of self-deprivation. So first of all, the nature of religion, right? Because most of the time, a specific type of religion will endorse or follow a person's guidance, like God, Buddhists, monk, nuns, or other kinds of religion figures. Practices that are held a long time ago are mostly written in scriptures and have long been followed for centuries, just like how you usually carried out your certain habits every day. And therefore, people participate in those activities because they admire their leaders. And the nature of self deprivation, specifically in religion. Understanding self deprivation is simple, and proposition cannot exaggerate the problem by seeing how this affects their mental health or physical health. Religion is built on the foundation in order to purify a person's soul. Because even though there are many religions existing, like over 50,000 out there, they all reach towards the same goal, which is to bring peace and rest people's minds. And emphasizing or people participating in self-deprivation actively serves this aim because it teaches people what it's really like to not have food, what it's really like to not have certain rights. And to note that we have a whole community, as we have mentioned, which means that people can easily ask for help and share practices. Number three, the clarification we want to make is that following religion doesn't mean people are being taken away rights, because the propositions say that people cannot do certain things and are taken away rights. And they say that those religion practices are bad. They don't understand anything about religion at all. Because, for example, in some religion, women are not allowed to drive, or people sometimes in some religion are not allowed to eat meat, right? So understand that religion is its own community with its own set of rules and laws. And you cannot just question whether, like, if a woman has to wear a hijab because the weather is so hot, why does she have to wear it? It's not about whether this affects their health. It's more about how people feel proud of their uniqueness, of their religion. You may feel hot because you have to wear something on your head all day and if you're not religious, but a person who is religious and who does follow a religion will feel super proud of those practices. So now coming straight to clashes, first of all, is on the first very important thing is how this benefit people and the impacts on people. On our side, we say that how participating in self-deprivation bring meaningful changes to people. Because the example of the Tangri religion, which emphasized nomad life, right? Nomad life basically means that you go to a desert and you experience nomadic life. And key followers of Tangri will participate in nomad life even if they can totally live in the city, like a lot of other normal people, but they choose to live a nomad life. And this is an example of self deprivation. They are experiencing another life in order for them to experience nomadic life and widen their horizon and understand what it truly feels like to not have certain necessities, not have certain appliances in their own house. Before I move on, I'll take that POI. This Okay, this is exactly what we're trying to prove throughout this entire debate, right? Because what we're talking about here is those extremists, which makes this looks bad. Like in the Taliban, they're not exactly the religion, but they're actually a group of powerful people which discriminate against people, which is not exactly what we're debating in this. What we are debating at all, right? Because we believe that religion has become super modern and has given people meaningful changes, and the reason that you give in Taliban is not in the scope of this debate. So, what does the other side said? First, the other side said that spiritual growth contains self harm, and this will protect mental and physical health. Again, prop is misunderstanding what is self deprivation altogether and making the problem too extreme. Because self harm is when a person actively does things that intentionally harm their body and health. And self harm is often the cause of stress and burnout over time. But in this case, here we explain that self deprivation, they are denying the things that they actively desire and they enjoy so that they can understand what it truly feels like for other things. The same goes to fasting, right? If you go on a diet, like maybe you used to love eating meat, but now you decided to go on a diet because you believe that you have gained a lot of weight and you want to have a better shape of body. This is self deprivation. You are denying certain things that you enjoy in return to understand better things in life. And this is what religion want to teach people. And second of all, they also mentioned to us that people will blame you for not doing such things, and that they should have their own understanding of this. It's better for you to have their own understanding. But we believe that it's really abstract and it's really vague if you keep on saying that people will blame you if you don't go on a diet or if you don't do voluntary poverty, because the point of this self deprivation is that you're living in a community and you are sharing your practices, right? Sure, people may, because, and they also say that instead of doing self deprivation, they like it's better if they have their own understanding and reflect the past. Sure, people may know it's bad if the poor don't have food to eat, but we'll never understand what it actually feels like to not have food. And religion, again, they teach people the important value of having things and appreciating things. And again, there's no such thing as self harm or starving yourself to death to a point that you don't have energy to live in the world anymore. And we believe that we've given you a very good example of the Tangri, which emphasized nomad life. And again, we have proven to you how this self deprivation doesn't necessarily mean that the religion is actively harming you, because the point of all religion altogether is that it is proving you a point in which you're living in this world and you need to appreciate things. And the people who follow religions, we believe here, has enough incentives to actually understand what rights they're given to. And again, we believe that all of those laws and rules are written, and people when they follow a religion and they're religious will actively appreciate what they've been given to. So very proud to oppose.